for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
If you want to see anything that I may be showing on my live presentation in the YouTube channel, I suggest you go there or to the Zoom link that's on my Facebook page. This page, just look for it. It's for today's show, and I have the link right. Just click on it, and you'll go right to the page, and that way there's a little interaction. I don't think I'm showing anything, but just in case. Oh gosh. So I don't know what happens on Facebook. I'm trying to make it go live with my computer on my phone so that y'all that don't have Zoom or can't get into it, whatever, try and make it convenient. So this may cut out. It just did a second ago and I haven't even started. I've still got a few minutes. So I'll try my best to keep it going and restart it, but Zoom is your best bet. So try to go there and you can get the link on my Facebook. Okay, I'm trying this one more time. I've got you directly plugged into the internet on my phone, so it's not on data. So hopefully it'll work. If not, I don't know what to say. I'm not technically challenged, or I am technically challenged. Let's see. Let's see if that, see, it doesn't want to, it's not a stable connection for some reason. And it's on internet. So I don't know what the deal is. It's probably going to cut out again, folks. I'm really sorry. I'll try to do it on my other phone as well. I want everybody to be able to see this. So, especially, you Facebook people, you're like, I love you guys. So we'll keep trying. Okay. Be ready in just a few minutes. That's 6 minutes. You'll hear me. Maybe that's better. It's on my other phone. So I don't know, folks. I'm trying. So we'll see what happens. Got a different song going. So, okay, maybe this one. Okay, I'm actually trying to go on another, go to 10cc radio. And no Gary Wright today. I don't want to kiss you all over. I'm not in love. 10cc's. Bread. Magnetic steel. No, I want something more upbeat. No Gary Wright today. No, none of that. How about Todd Rundgren? I saw the light. All right, let's see the light. There we go. Got a little beat to it. Okay, got the music going now. I hope people can see me. I'll do my best to keep it all going. And see what happens as the night wears on. I'm only going to be here about an hour at the most, hopefully less. And we'll start in just a few minutes, people. Of the camera. Well, I will first until he comes in. It's not something that I say in jest, 'cause you're different from all the rest. In my eyes, and I ran out before, but I won't do it anymore. Can't you see the light in my eyes? In my Okay, we're just getting ready to start here. I'm gonna shut that part off. The battery's almost dead there anyway. Resuming, we're almost ready here. Ooh, this is gonna be epic. Hi everybody, my name is ILAH Brock. This is Most Things Hypnosis and I am your host. Today is March 24th, 2022. I'm here every Thursday live at 5 with this, just my Most Things Hypnosis. And yes, I am. Today's topic, I'm talking about the #1 reason why someone will see a hypnotist or be hypnotized or seek hypnotism, and that's to quit smoking cigarettes. Now, this may be an old stat, but it's not that old because, well, most people even this past week, people are seeking cigarettes, seeking help from a hypnotherapist for anxiety. And sorry, Facebook, I have to kill it because it's not wanting to work. And I'll see if I can bring it back up. So those of you that are trying to do the Facebook thing, I can't make any promises. I keep trying and it keeps cutting out. So I don't know. Maybe I might have to, I don't know, find somebody who can help me with this. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully it's not cutting out and hopefully you can see, I know the connection and the visuality is a little off. But if you were on Zoom, you'd be able to see things very clearly, although I'm kind of dark. Let me move my light over. I've got this nice bright light. Oh, look at, now you can see me a little bit better. Woohoo! All right, here we go. And then you have the glow of the light, right? That's what you guys want to see, the glow of the light. That'll be kind of airy. Okay, so let me go back to my little notes here. So again, the number one reason most people will see a hypnotist will be to quit smoking. Smoking cigarettes, that is. Lately, anxiety is kind of toppling it. Last week, I had 8 new clients and 6 or 7 of them came in to see me for anxiety. Undiagnosed, don't worry. I do hold a special certification for smoking cessation for those who have been caught and have fallen into the smoking trap. Smoking cessation, or not cessation. This is what I was taught at Hypnosis Motivation Institute in Tarzana, California, HMI. And my amazing instructor was none other than John Melton. He's a groovy dude. If you ever get a chance to say hi, definitely let him know Hyla said hi. Let's talk about smoking. I've learned quite a bit about it in the last few weeks. I've had many clients come in prior to all these anxiety clients, but they're also coming in for anxiety. Oh, and I want to quit smoking. So it seems anxiety is topping smoking. And it's like, if I get rid of the smoking, my anxiety will go away. And some will say, if I get rid of my anxiety, the smoking will go away. Let's work at one step at a time. If they have a lot of stuff going on in their life, a lot of trauma, I'm probably going to hold off on the smoking so we can reduce some of that anxiety and trauma, the emotional side, EFT, NLP, hypnosis, maybe refer them to a psychologist, some sort of way to get them to release, and then we can work on the smoking. But let's just talk about smoking for a minute. I've learned a bit. So I've learned that well, I do have a 90%. 1 in 10 who come to me for smoking do quit. That there is 1 in 10. I'm sorry, 10. Oh my gosh, 9 out of 10 who come to me quit. So yes, 1 in 10 do not quit because they just weren't ready. And it might be a little less, but it's a high percentage. But remember something, no one forced you to smoke or to become a smoker. So about smoking, and I used to smoke. It was 33 years ago. I smoked for about 12 years. And I just did it cold turkey. I just quit. And I did try like 1 or 2 cigarettes 6 months later when I was in a very severe situation. And I thought that it was going to help relax me and get me out of that, hyper state of whatever I was in, but it did nothing. So I haven't smoked since. Did you know that 90% of all smokers start at the age of 18 on their birthday? Well, that wasn't me. I was actually 12, but I was influenced by my peer group at the time. And I quit when I was almost 25. So now let's look at the entertainment world. There's so much of the entertainment is aimed at the teenagers and their heroes smoke. Oh, it's cool. Even in today's world, it's cool. So most anyone who starts smoking who try it, they don't actually try it with the idea that I'm going to do this. And then, I'm not going to become addicted. Don't ever try it. You'll never have to worry about it. You ever hear of the self-lie? I can quit anytime. And I've got people who come to me and they can quit anytime. And they have in the past. I'll quit for 2 or 3 years. I just want a cigarette and then they'll have 2 and 3. And then a year later, they're still smoking a pack a day now. And they're trying to quit now. That I've always been able to quit before. Well, something clicked. And now you're in your 30s or your 40s or no matter how hard you try, it's just not going on. And sometimes it's just that behavior just needs to be clicked. What's it going to take? It's a little different from most. So you see, the subconscious mind, when it feels a threat, like you're going to quit or that you're trying to quit, you're denying your body the cigarettes, It's going to defend that. It doesn't care that it's bad for you. It's going to defend what is always there. There's no emotional pleasure for the subconscious mind to be non-smoker because you've smoked. You've just been a smoker, so it's going to defend the threat of non-smoking. So really, it's going to do whatever it can to entice you to continue to smoke. It's going to poke you. It's going to help you with that struggle. And how am I going to cope with X, Y, and Z? What do I do with my life now that I don't got a cigarette in my hand? So look around you. And there are people in this world coping with the same or even worse circumstances than you, and they do it without smoking. How do they do it? They just do it. And I'm going to give you a couple of things to think about, and then we're going to talk in a little while with my dear friend about the 420 stuff, but not yet. In a few minutes. The reasons some of my clients have told me why they want to quit. This is, I don't want to quit. My doctor just said I should. And I don't know if that's a great reason unless you really believe your doctor. You're going to die really fast if you don't quit. You know, somebody has a severe case of lung cancer and they're just not, they're still smoking 3 packs a day. And, you know, they're just in their 60s. And it's like they just don't want to quit. They've been doing it for 40 years and they're smoking Marlboro Red and they just don't want to quit. Okay, excuse me, I get dehydrated. Okay, so then there's other reasons like the health, my breathing, my family, the smell, the expense. Never the first reason, the expense. It's always a lot, but let's camp on the expense for just a minute. Currently, I'm in California, and from what I'm told, a pack of cigarettes is typically $10. Some are less, some a little, maybe more, but let's just use $10 as an average number, a dollar amount. And let's say someone starts smoking at 18 and they smoke until they're 70 at $10 a pack, and they're smoking 1 pack a day, just 1 pack a day. And in those 52 years, they will have smoked $189,800. Now, for some, that's a house. And let's just go a little further. Maybe they're smoking 2 packs a day, double that. If you're smoking for 50 some years, you know, there's a chunk of change that you are smoking in your lifetime if you're smoking, and it's not counting for taxes or inflation. That's just the normal cost or any cost rise in product. That's just if it stays at $10 a pack for the next 50 years. That's how, like I said, a house for somebody, and for those who are in this classification, you'll have smoked the cost of a house. So if you live in California, however, the average house is about 800,000. So you'll have smoked a decent down payment or some kind of a down payment. All right. Okay, so let's get back to some other reasons that people have told me it's inconvenient already. If they have to go out and about in the public, it's inconvenient because they have to think about where they're going to, they're already planning out their strategy, where they're going to smoke whenever they're away from home or away from their comfort area. Like I said earlier, the breathing becomes labor. Now they can't walk up a flight of stairs without being winded. They can't even play pickleball, which is the world's fastest growing sport. And they can't because they're smokers with smoker's lungs, smoker's cough, smoker's health. Think about it. You're putting smoke into your lungs. Why is this stuff even legal? I don't know. Anyway, I'm digressing. So there is one way, and the best and only way to stop smoking. Are you ready? And it's 100% effective. What? Just stop. Literally, just stop smoking. That's it. That's how you become a smoke-free person. Just stop. But wait, some of you are thinking about it. There's fear. Oh, what if I experience? Oh, what do you? Oh, but not smoking. What? Huh? Look, I'm not here today to convince anybody to stop. That's not my scope. It's not my job. Right now, I'm just explaining to some of the dangers that smoking can have, and to go over my smoking cessation sessions. I can do them remotely or in person. And I use hypnotherapy. I am a hypnotherapist and I use hypnosis to help people change that behavior. And smoking is a behavior. So let's change the behavior. So I'll get to some little subtle things that we can do in the meantime. So can you think of reasons why smoking, you like smoking? So some might say, I don't know. Well, you can't say, I just smoke because it's a habit. And that's bullshit. Why do you like it? Why is it that you allow a piece of paper full of tobacco with a filter, some no filter, to control you? Control where you go, who you're with, how you're with people. Non-smokers are not inconvenient. Smokers are always contemplating and where it's convenient to smoke wherever they are. It's just part of their gig. They're looking for a place to smoke. Many have to excuse themselves when they're in a group to go smoke. Some think, no. So now, I'm trying to get my words right, sorry. It's hot in here. So think about all the benefits there are for smoking. Any benefits? Think of any benefits. Come on, think of it. Yeah, I can't think of any either. You're putting smoke in your lungs. It is a very unhealthy habit. And the smoking industry uses the psychology to suck you in and trap you, and it addicts you. So my goal, my personal goal, and I hope these people hear me, is to help put Philip Morris and all their compadres out of business, one smoker at a time. So you go through withdrawals. Drink a lot of water and it'll help your withdrawals. Drink chicken broth. It'll help your withdrawals. Go for a walk, play the harmonica, do push-ups, call a friend, suck on a toothpick that's got flavor in it. You're afraid that you're going to have to like struggle with this idea. I'm no longer a smoker forever and ever. I'm going to struggle with this. And I'm just, okay, I'm not smoking, but I'm struggling. Don't struggle. The subconscious mind doesn't want to struggle. And it's going to keep you there until you just let it go. Look at, I'm not going to struggle. Just don't. At the beginning, there's that withdrawal you're going to feel, go away in a couple of days. And then you're just left with the actual muscle memory habit and the mental habit and behavior. So what is my session? When someone comes in to quit smoking, I have several things that I can do that I offer. One is a one and done program follow-ups. So they come in, we spend a couple hours, we do a lot of question and answer and dialogue between us. And then after my suggestibility assessment, I do the hypnotics, I record it and I make the whole situation and in their mind very disgusting. But I also give them a self-image of how proud they can be for themselves, that they are now smoke-free forever. These are the suggestions I'm putting into their mind. I'm also doing some, is it called aversion? I don't know. It's just creating, anytime they look at the color red, and I'm really focusing in for a while on the color red, and that helps regenerate the idea subliminally that they are forever smoke free. So I just make it really disgusting. Okay, so what are some things you can do? If you're not ready to quit, I really like to see people that are down at least under 12 milligrams of nicotine a day. So if you're smoking 2 packs, let's see if we can titrate you down. So how do you do that? Okay, I'm gonna just go with typical, most of what I have. So if somebody wakes up in the morning and they don't smoke in their house, they make their coffee and then they grab their cigarettes and they go outside and they sit in their chair at their table. Well, the first thing I'm gonna suggest is they can smoke, but they just can't smoke with their coffee. It's smoke first and then their coffee in the house, or they drink their coffee first and then they go outside and smoke. So after that determination is made, then I tell them from here on out, you can never sit down to smoke a cigarette. You have to stand anytime you want to smoke. You have to get rid of the table and the chair and the ashtrays and the paraphernalia. If you're sitting out front, you smoke in the back. If you can smoke by your trash cans, it's even better because it stinks. If you smoke in the back, I'm going to ask you to move out front. Stand out front and smoke. But it's embarrassing. Oh, well, it's like you smell. You don't think people know that you smoke? And oh, I got rid of the smell. You can't get rid of the smell, people. You smoke and it's just on you. So I'm changing and suggesting that they change a behavior. The behavior of smoking with coffee, no more. You can never, ever, ever do that again. You can never sit down and have a cigarette. If you want a cigarette and you're driving along, and let's say you smoke in your car, you got to stop your car, get out of your car, smoke your cigarette standing, and then get back in your car and continue. It's very inconvenient. You still get to smoke, just not going to smoke the way you've always done it. You're going to have to make some behavior changes. You're getting your subconscious mind ready that something's happening. It's like you're taking control now. Let's say you smoke first thing in the morning, the first breath, throwing a cigarette. Let's try not to do that. Let's take that first breath of actual air. Maybe go outside and just breathe in the air. Okay, if you're in LA, put the oxygen mask on. And we're so used to the mask thing, right? Breathe in some air. Take a little walk, just kind of putz around the house if you have to. Spend some time reading. I have a friend who spends 2 hours every morning. She's retired, but you don't need to spend 2 hours, but wake up like maybe even 5 minutes earlier and just walk or stand in place or watch something, like a exercise TikTok. Bodygroove.com is a great distractor. A harmonica, wonderful tool for distraction during a craving. The chicken broth is a great distraction and a great way to help curb some of the withdrawals and the cravings. Chicken broth. So there's other things that I will tell you to do. I don't want to give away all my secrets, but those are some things you want to do right away. Whatever your behavior is you do with a cigarette, you're going to do it the opposite or just stretch it out so you don't do that behavior. After a meal, right after a meal, I go outside and smoke my cigarette. Nope, there's no more chair and table outside. So you can't sit out there and smoke. Stand 20 minutes at least after your meal and then go outside and smoke a cigarette. And every time I explain this to clients, they're just like rolling their eyes. It's like, well, you can quit today. Oh, I don't want to quit today. Okay. So if you really want to quit, then you should be welcoming these new behaviors. Look, you still get to smoke. And then I'm going to cut down their smoking and do some other things. So if they're smoking 2 packs a day, they're going to probably go down to 1 pack a day. And there's some rules about that, etc. But when I get them in my my chair, I get them in the hypnotics, I'm going to do whatever I can to make it as disgusting as possible. Okay, so when I took my certification in smoking cessation at HMI, there was a book that was very much recommended, and it's a great book for smokers. So I finally gave it to suggested it to a client, even I don't know, a week or so ago. This person could not quit. They've tried many times, and they will for a year or two sometimes. And they always go back. There's not that little click that they just couldn't quite get it. And I hadn't. Okay, I'm sorry, John. I hadn't fully read this book. I kind of skimmed it, just got busy, and I don't know what made me. I just got it out. You know what? There's got to be some information. I wouldn't have been recommended. So the book I'm going to recommend to you is by Alan Carr. It's called Stop Smoking. I don't know if it's the easy way. You can get it in audio. It's a book that he was a smoker himself. I don't know, 2 or 3 packs or 4 packs a day, confirmed smoker, hot boxing, the whole bit. But here he talks about stuff that has to do with the worst nicotine addict I ever met was himself. The easy way, why is it so difficult to stop? These are just chapter titles. Talks about the nicotine addiction, the brainwashing that the tobacco companies use to get you to smoke or to keep you smoking, and then how to get relief from the withdrawal pains. He talks about withdrawal. Your withdrawal is basically you put a cigarette out, and your withdrawal is based on the last cigarette you smoked. So you smoke another one to get out of withdrawal. And every time you smoke another one, it's because you're getting out of withdrawal. Don't do that. Don't smoke, right? Stress, boredom. Okay. And one of the things he says I thought was kind of like, he's like, okay, so I'm bored. I'm going to go light up a cigarette. Now you're just a smoker bored. You're just bored and smoking. It's not like you got rid of boredom. No one ever died from boredom. Just do jigsaw puzzles. Keep your hands busy. Concentration, people feel like it's relaxing. And there's just like this whole list of chapters that just he goes through all the different things just about it. And it's just confirming a lot of what you already know. But then he talks about some of the positive ends of it. As a matter of fact, there's a whole chapter here. I said earlier, what are the benefits of smoking? And when I got to that chapter, it was just a page of blank paper. So there are no benefits for smoking. And that's just, it's obvious. It talks about confidence, and sometimes it's courage. There's a fear. Talks about the social habit, the timing. Will you miss it? Well, I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in 33 years. And up until probably 4 or 5 years ago, I did have a little lingering once. I didn't like the smell. It was just the idea. And now it just disgusts me. So no, I don't think you're going to miss it too much. There's that withdrawal period. He talks about just one drag, one cigarette when you were ready to stop. So when a client comes in, when was your last cigarette? Oh, just before I walked in the door. Okay. So are you ready to quit today? Yes. So today you're a non-smoker, and you know that, right? And they just kind of look at me. No, you're a non-smoker. As long as you never pick up another cigarette again, you are a non-smoker. You are no longer a smoker. You are smoke-free. And I just kind of pile that on because it's true. And then he even addresses it. If it'll be hard for you, substituting, avoid temptation, the final cigarette, the final warning, combination cigarettes. And there's also people who chew tobacco. What are you giving up? This is page 63 in his book. And it talks about what are you giving up? Where is it? And you're giving up absolutely nothing, he says. And say there's a whole page on benefit to smoking. Got to get the book. So cutting back, cutting down, it can be a little bit daunting, but the program that I was trained in does help people cut down, because we definitely cut you down, and it's usually a week later you actually have the cessation and you quit and you don't want to smoke anymore. So I highly recommend those of you who are stuck, that have tried to quit before and just don't have just whatever, get this. Find a hypnotherapist who specializes in quit smoking. Hypnosis.edu has a list of hypnotherapists that you can look in your area. There's a whole list of the directory there, and that many of them are already certified in smoking cessation, and they've all taken the same certification, and they're very effective. So I highly recommend. What about other substances? There's smoking of, I'm gonna say it, pot, marijuana, MJ. And I have a guest with me today. His name is Paul. He's been on my show a few times in the past. We have a good time. So I thought, I'm gonna bring him back because he has a little bit of experience in this. So hi, Paul. Let me see if I can get. Hang on. Let me get you back in the show here. We got to get
back
you
in the show.
Get you in the show. Oh, there you are. Well, I don't know how to do that. I mean, sorry, Facebook people, but we're just.
It's all good. Lean over here a little bit.
Yeah, lean over here. This is my friend Paul. Single ladies, okay. Yeah, just give me a call. I'll help you. Okay, so people fall into a smoking trap, but now they're, and even recently, since marijuana has become more legal in all the states, it's becoming a more common to see people smoking pot. And I understand you have some familiarity with this, but first, I just want to go over real quick some of the risks. It does hurt your brain health, your mental health, your athletic performance, and other performances, you know what I mean? Your driving high is under the influence in pregnancy. So, it can hurt relationships and your educational stamina, job issues. You can't even pass a P test if you have THC. Get life insurance, and they're going to take a urine test. So one of the things that I'm curious is, how difficult is it to quit? And then what are some of the physical and mental things that are going to happen when someone quits? And this is where Paul takes it away.
Well, I think part of it is too, it's like within cigarettes or any other addiction that you've had or you're dealing with. I've seen how people say that they just want to taper off. Well, I don't think that works. If you're going to quit, quit. Just like ILAH said, if you want to stop smoking cigarettes, don't tell yourselves you're going to do this, or you can make it harder for yourself. But if you truly want to quit, there's definitely some things I would recommend that you would do. First off is you've got to be honest with yourself that you want to quit. And to do that, the next thing you need to do is, if it's within your reach, if it's anywhere around you, don't take the stuff from the house and put it out in the garage, or go put it in the glove box of the car. You got to get rid of it. You just can't have it available to you. Because even if you have just a little bit, or if you try to just say, oh, I'll just smoke at night. Well, then you just take one hit, or well, then it's why not just take two? I mean, I already took
How
one.
about 4?
Well, you could.
You can do 4. No,
So
and then we're stopped.
no, yeah, but it never
It's not
happens
gonna
that
happen.
way. But then it's always tomorrow. I'll quit tomorrow. Tomorrow's a better day because today's just, I
Yeah.
already smoked today, so
We just
why?
blew it, so this is stop, right? What about addiction? Do you think it's addictive?
Oh, I absolutely do. I
But it
think
used to not
it's
think it
too,
was.
well, it didn't used to be because, that was the stuff that grew out in the backyard.
That's true.
The stuff now is all
Pure.
scientists are growing this. The specific chemicals they use, the specific time for different lights, different times. They have
Nutrients.
fans on it, the nutrients. They're creating something that has more of a level of opiates. So
Mhm.
it's not going to be easy to quit.
Mhm.
You're going to have issues. And like anything else, you're going to have to deal with that. And I could specifically tell you that one of the biggest things you're going to deal with, and it's on the internet, I personally had to go through it, is bad nightmares. You're going to have some horrendous nightmares. I had a nightmare while I was literally just beating this guy. I woke up in a complete sweat.
No, hold that. You want to get a hold of Britt Shefflin when that happens. She's our dream expert. Go ahead.
Well, so there are going to be things to do, but then also reach out. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things online that you can look at. There is support that's available to you. You're going to have to get away from your friends that do it, though. Because it's the same thing. If you're an alcoholic, don't go to a friend's house that's drinking because it's not going to work. You're going to have to, at least get yourself into a position where you can get yourself sober to where you can truly tell yourself that, no, I have quit. I've been clean for a while. And that fact that you just don't want to go back and have to go through that again.
Mhm.
So change your habits, clean everything out that you have that's associated with it. I mean, everything. If you even have a pipe in your house, you got to get rid of it.
So what are some reasons people might come up with to quit pot?
Well, I think a lot of it right now is just health reasons. I mean, there are benefits. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good benefits, and there's things that people, I have tinnitus from an injury that I sustained in the military, and it does help with that quite a bit. And you don't want to resort to like pharmaceutical drugs, something that you're on all the time. And for the most part, come on, people. If you do it in moderation, it's actually enjoyable. All it does is relax you. So you want to do it in the evening, but then after a while, that one hit, it doesn't do the same. So you're going to want 2, and then 4, and it's like anything else. And then you're going in and now you want the top shelf. You want the really good stuff. And after a while, that becomes more and more, but it depends on, there's so many different things out there now. It's not just smoking it, because that in itself, especially with COVID and everything that's going on, you're coating your lungs. And no matter what, it does affect your health. It does. There's no way to get around it, because you're only healthy if your blood's healthy. And your blood's only healthy if it's got oxygen. And when you're coating yourself with the THC, the tar that's in marijuana, you are restricting your ability to absorb oxygen, because there's only so much oxygen even in the air we breathe. So your physical well-being should be your main priority. If you've had COVID or get COVID, it attacks your lungs. Well, if your lungs are already deficient because you've been smoking, it's going to make it worse. But they make it too easy for you anymore. They have pens, little electric pens you just put in your pocket, and you can take a little hit whenever you want. And then they have all these amazing flavors, oh, it's gummy bears. Well, let's try that. And,
Skittles and
everything. So,
Starburst. Oh my gosh.
And, people can do other things too, because there's so many different varieties of edibles now.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you are doing it for medical reasons, and if it does help you, you can try that. It's not as bad because your lungs are so critical to everything that we do. So if you want to do something, but it's also not a way to taper off either.
No.
Because all you're doing is you're switching one for another. You're going to be in the same situation.
Yeah, I have clients who are wanting to stop smoking pot. It has affected the relationships. They've been in relationships. They've never not been high the whole time they've been in a relationship. So they don't even know what the relationship would be like not high.
Well, and I think because of
Their
it
behavior
is more of a
changes.
depressant, it does relax you, it does bring you down, but it does give you a false sense of what you truly would believe.
Yeah.
If you weren't smoking, you would have other thoughts. You would actually have better relationships. I truly believe that
Yeah.
because you would have more intimacy, you would have more want, needs, desires to do that. But yet you can do this and you go relax, watch TV. So you got to weigh out the pros and cons and what, like I was saying about cigarettes, is there a benefit? Is there a benefit to you? Are you really doing it for medical, or are you saying you are using it as a crutch?
Hypnosis can help with your anxiety. So we're gonna get a little personal here. So, just know that, remember, I have a potty mouth. But from what I read, it can help, it hurts the male testosterone levels too, and can create problems in that area as well.
You know what, it does, and there's so much documentation and literature on it, how it does affect you, and the CBD part of it, the THC part of it, and what the different effects are for, some of the new oils and stuff out that are more CBD based. But it's just something different.
So when you're going through those nightmares, I'm going to quickly go back. How long did that last? Couple weeks, couple days?
You know what, just depends, because it was pretty bad for a little while and then I kind of tapered off, and then it was actually just really, really vivid dreams that weren't so much a nightmare, but I literally wasn't sleepy. But the whole time you keep thinking, if you just go and have a little something, that'll take care of it and you'll be good. And you just can't do it. You need to get through it, power through it, but you're gonna feel so much better. Your clarity of thinking is gonna be better. And you're scared because if you've done it enough for a long time, like I've talked to a lot of people that have, they don't know what it's going to be like without it, but they don't understand it's going to be better.
That's right.
You're going to feel better, you're going to think better, and there's so many things that you.
What is a number one top, like maybe the top 4 things, but the number one of the top 4 things that someone can do to help distract them with not smoking pot?
Well, part of it is maybe even like have something that you can, even with gum, because even they say that for like with cigarettes, you're used to doing something, and you pretty much, most people will have a routine, like I was saying with cigarettes. You're going to go outside and smoke, or you're going to go over here, and you're going to you have to change that up. You have to replace it with something else.
What should they replace it with?
Pickleball, of course.
Pickleball is the answer to everything. It really is. Think about it. So can you tell us about 2 minutes? Give us 2-minute hit on what pickleball is.
Pickleball is actually the fastest growing and the funnest sport in the world, and something I have focused on for the last 4 years. For you that haven't heard of it, I'm not sure what planet you're on because it's been on every station everywhere, but you know what? We have a gentleman that's 12 years old, and we have a guy that's 84 years old. Men or women, big or small, it doesn't matter. It's 1/3 the size of a tennis court. It's very easy to play. It's growing huge for a reason. During COVID, we never stopped playing. You're outside. We were social distancing. You're 6 feet away, or you play indoors. But I'll tell you what, if anybody wants to play, they should look it up. There's just a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can learn how to play literally at home. Get a ball, go out, find a club, or like here locally, there's a lot of great people. Tell them you're a beginner. Look for a beginner class. And it's not something people say, well, I'm not really sports, oriented. It doesn't matter. You're in a 10 by 10 square. I'm 6 feet tall. So I literally only have to move 2 feet either way, and you're within the court.
And you're partners.
And there's always 2 people, typically 2 people. And you're going to find that you're going to meet a lot of really good-hearted people that enjoy it. If nothing else, go to the courts, watch them play, look on TV, but what you want to do, look at their faces when they're walking off the court. Yeah. And I think it's very, very good because I appreciate and admire the camaraderie. At the end of every game, you meet at the net, regardless of whatever the score, the outcome was. You got a good game or a bad game, and they're always good to me because you're playing. Always, acknowledging that good game and the people are thankful, and watch their faces walking out. They're always smiling.
Yeah.
You got your blood pumping and you got your endorphins.
It's a great way to help distract you from smoking cigarettes or pot or anything bad, even if you're an alcoholic. Even going into any kind of sobriety, it's a good tool. It's another tool. It's on my list of tools.
Absolutely.
All right.
Boys and girls,
Thank you so
always
much,
be
Paul.
good to
I
each other.
appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you so much. He's busy. I just pulled him out of his office to help me out here. Okay, so that is actually, I'm going to wave hi to Barbara. Thank you for stopping by. This is recorded on my YouTube channel. I believe it'll also be on my Facebook page at ILAH, facebook.com/ILAHB, which is ILAHB, and you'll find it there. And again, on my YouTube channel. If you have any questions about anything that I covered here today about quit smoking, just talking a little bit about the pot, the marijuana, etc., just give me a call, or you can find me on my Facebook page. I'm sorry, on my website at centralvalleyhypnotherapy.com, which is also my YouTube channel, Central Valley Hypnotherapy. You can find me on YouTube there. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in and watching the reruns of it. I hope it's been a help to you, and don't smoke. You all have learned something today, so please go out, do good work, and help somebody. Take care, and I look forward to next week. Next Thursday, it's special because it's going to be my birthday, and I'm doing a 10-minute show. Take care. Bye.